That freedom, I cannot express the sweetness of it. Hey gang, welcome back to the channel. I am still here, not at home in my studio. I'm still in Baltimore, Maryland. But we're gonna keep up with you folks so that you can stay on track with getting all the things you need to do and get things you need to know. And if this is the first time coming here to the channel, let me introduce myself. My name is Shan. I'm a breakthrough mindset coach that helps you to reflect and accept the past so that you can reframe the future. Essentially, I birth badasses. Are you one of them? I'm definitely ready to help you out. Keep watching the channel and we'll have more for you. But let's jump in for today's topic. Today, I want to talk about something very simple, but very, very close to me. And that is why you buy your freedom. Let's jump in. Alrighty, so this week is kind of special to me. The topic is special to me in that this is something that I really pursued over the last like 10 plus years. I will give you a little bit of backstory so that you understand where this is coming from, but why even just looking at where I am at today, this really is important. So for those of you who don't know, backstory is started my family early. My husband and I, we were 15 and 17 when we had our twins, 19 and 21 by the time we had two more. So 4 kids under the age of 5 being raised by 19 and 21-year-old, right? So that's rough. We lived in Section 8 housing. We had financially, social status, we were very low, right? So we had a lot of struggles to do with that. I eventually learned how to, really mind my personal finances, right? And manage them in a way that allowed me to pay off my debt really quick. And once the debt was gone, allowed us to get out of the ghetto, get out of the Section 8 housing and buy our very first house. Once we bought that house, we used the same techniques to pay off that house. And then we said, wow, maybe we can buy a few more. And in a span of about 6 years, we bought 11 more houses in Hawaii, right? And so what that was, with the discussion that was happening along the way for my husband and I, who were working, I was working for a financial company, my husband was working for a hotel. The discussion was, how do we do it so that we don't have to be answering to anyone anymore? We just answer to ourselves. And that is why we were so aggressive in buying the houses so that we could create a rental income that would help us to have this freedom, right? 2 years ago in 2019, we retired or graduated, as you will see in a previous YouTube video of mine, my husband from his job. And just last year, I was able to retire / graduate, as we call it, from my job and really have this, semi-retired life going on. And now in 2021, my mom needs a really major open heart surgery. She searches through the whole country for a doctor who will help support the procedure she needs, right? Not only the procedure, but someone who will do it without blood. She has religious beliefs that she chooses not to take blood. And so finding a surgeon who would do that was crazy pickings, right? But we found him. We love him. We found him. He did the surgery. Everything's good. I was able to be here. It'll be about 6 weeks now that we've been here. And, we've been able to support my mom. Not worrying about money, not worrying about, who I need to report to when I get home, not worrying about the work that I need to do. Just really kind of not worried, being able to live day to day and see how things can go on so we can get what we want my mom to be, which is healthy and on her way, right? And as I've been sitting here over the last several weeks, just kind of pondering on the fact that I don't gotta call anyone anymore for permission or check my bank accounts about whether or not there's gonna be enough money, is the freedom I've been looking for since I started this back in the early 2000s. This mindset, this breakthrough mindset of getting myself out of this, what I call ghetto mindset. Ghetto to global is my hashtag, right? This ghetto mindset of things are too expensive, life is hard, I can't afford that, that's only for rich people, that's only for white people per se, like all these limited beliefs that I used to have no longer take space in my brain, right? Now I have this mentality of what do we need to do? How do we do it? It's more of a solvable type of mentality. And it's really, the difference is a fixed mindset, which is like nothing's going to happen, nothing's going to change, versus a growth mindset, which is what are the possibilities? And that shift has been something I've been working on for a while, which is really a lot of the breakthroughs that I've had, which is now why I'm able to teach people. But where today's YouTube video is coming from is the fact that I'm freaking living this life now. Like, I'm legitimately living this life. And it's so interesting. I had this aha moment because, you know, we plan and plan and plan. We take action. We do the things that help the plan to get accomplished. And eventually this just becomes our life. And sometimes, a lot of times, it's not this big, you know, end of the parade. Here's the end of the road. You've made it, cheering, big, you know, fireworks and all those things. It just kind of lands on your lap as you're sitting in the waiting room, in the waiting hall, the Sky Bridge of Johns Hopkins Hospital, and you're thinking, holy smokes, I'm living the life I've been planning for the last decade. And this is why I want you folks to think about buying your freedom. What does that look like? What does that taste like? What does that feel like? I went through all those feelings, right? What is it like not realizing that I actually had done it already? So the other day when I was sitting here and realizing, oh my God, I'm actually living right now exactly what I painted for myself in that picture all those years ago about what I wanted my life to look like. It's become so clear that the transition was almost not noticeable because it wasn't just like an abrupt ending and an abrupt start to something. It was a really beautiful transition. And so why you want to buy your freedom is so that I don't want to say so that you can have Shan's life, is so that you can make the choices for yourself. Right? Not have to ask people for permission, ask your spouse for permission, ask your job for permission, right? Because when these big, really important things happen in your life, AKA your parents are in a very, you know, bad situation, and you're thinking, first of all, how am I going to afford to be away? Is my boss going to say yes? You're asking all these questions that really you should just be walking away from and say, Mom, I'm coming. Right? I'm not here to tell you what you should and should not be doing, right? That is up for you to decide. What I'm saying is I just see that happen with so many people. And now seeing that I'm actually living through this and I have this freedom, I want more people to have it. I want more of you to have that freedom where you can make the choices to or to not do anything else. Where, you know, the conversations with your spouse are more like future paced as far as like, hey, you know what? I think kind of want to spend a couple months in another country and do that, right? Okay, let's go do that, right? Let's figure out the plan on how to do that, right? That freedom, I cannot express the sweetness of it, right? It does come with a few things, right? It comes with a little bit of heartache because there's not really a daily routine all the time, so you got to create that. It does come with a little bit of, you know, are things going to work out? Yeah, that's fine, but if you're watching things as we do, as my husband and I do, they work out. But the payback, right? The return for the investment that you make to go hard and to do what you need to do to set your life up in a way that's going to be helpful to you and be built in the way that you want it. Hands down, the number one work you need to be doing. Yes, you need to go to your job. Yes, you need to have your business. However it is you earn your income, yes, you have to do that. But how are you taking that income and turning it around so that it works for you, right? Right now, you're working for it. How do you make it work for you? That is the transition you want to do. And many people do it in different ways. We chose to do it in real estate. It's paid off wonderfully. And we continue to do that every single year to try and buy at least one new house so that we can make sure that we continue to give ourselves a raise every single year when we get, you know, new cash flow from tenants. And that's just the slow and subtle way that we wanted to do it. It doesn't have to be this fast-paced lifestyle. It doesn't have to be completely relaxed on a vacation retirement either. This is where we have found is the perfect spot for us. And now what it's allowing us to do is blossom this new portion of our relationship that we weren't able to do in the busyness of building this life. So it really is a wonderful thing because it buys you the freedom to paint the life that you want. So that's a thought that I want to leave with you folks today. I hope you take it and are able to, you know, digest it in a way that might be helpful to you to take a few steps towards the direction that you want to go. It's a sweet life, guys. It's all I can say. It's all I can say. DM me if you have more specific questions. Drop a comment below if you have more specific questions. But I just want to plant that seed in your head that this is possible for you. I don't know who you are. I would love to know who you are. But but I know that it's possible for anyone. If my husband and I can pull ourselves with 4 children at the age of 19 and 21 out of the droves of Section 8 housing, living off of the government, being completely supported by the government, to 10 years later being in a very, very comfortable, on paper, millionaire status, to where we are able to be retired and not have to work another day in our life. It's possible. If we can, so can you. Not only so can you, I want you to. I would love to see that journey, and I want to see you do for you what I've done for me, so that the next generation, especially if you have children, sees that it's possible for themselves too. It doesn't end with you. It goes on and on and on. It becomes a thing that your family does. We retire in our 30s, right? We work hard. We work hard, and then we just enjoy life in the way that we have to. Yes, there's curveballs, there's different things that are going to happen in life, but for the most part, we're not being distracted by this work. And that's what I want for you folks. I want you folks to be able to buy your freedom. Please, if you haven't hit it yet, subscribe to the channel. I want to keep inspiring you folks. Hit the notification button so that you guys can be notified every Sunday when the videos come out. And that's it for now, guys. All right. I will see you on the other side. And until then, keep evolving, fam. Love ya. Bye.